Hi there, I'm Sam, and this is Sam's take on our UX Roundtable that we had on January 17th. One thing that came up almost immediately was that people were talking about click counts and very concerned about click counts. Now, of course, I understand this. People don't want the software to have a lot of friction in it, but I do think that click counts is probably not the right way to think about it. It's more about cognitive steps. So it's really about what's going on in the user's mind, and is it really effortful to figure out what the next step is. If you think about it, the actual effort involved in clicking is nothing, right? It's really all the thinking that's going on. So we don't really want to count physical clicks. We want to count cognitive steps. So then you have the question of like, oh, okay, well, a click is really easy to determine, to measure. What's a cognitive step? So to do that, you really have to do some usability testing, and it can be very informal. It can just be doing it, you can grab someone off the street, or you can do it with someone, your coworker. But the idea is you run them through the UI that you're thinking. It can just be wireframes, and you time it. And if you see that it's taking them 30 seconds to go from one piece to another, then that's a big cognitive step. Whereas if it's taking them like no time at all, like 1 second, then it's not much of a step at all. So a step can be a really big one, or it can be a really small one. And sometimes they're so big that people can't even figure them out. So that leads to another topic that was, well discussed, which has to do with metrics. So in order to properly evaluate the usability of your product, you really need to have analytics or metrics. And fortunately, there are a lot of tools out there that can accomplish this. One of them is called Pendo, one of them is called Heap, another one is called Amplitude. There's some others. They all allow you to install some snippets and then get analytics. Now, this mostly works for for SaaS B2B solutions. If you don't have a SaaS solution, if you've got a hardware solution or an on-prem, then it becomes more difficult. But there are some solutions to that. And that leads to my final point, which is that especially you engineers out there, you love to, as soon as you've got an idea, you love to start coding. But that when you're trying to test out an idea, especially like what is a cognitive step, coding is not the right way to go. It's actually a waste of time. We have lots of very powerful tools today. InVision started out 5-6 years ago, and now Figma has completely overtaken it. But you can make prototypes in just the snap of a finger that will show the concept that you want to test. It doesn't have real data. It's not connected to a database. But in terms of finding out whether it's usable or not, it's very straightforward. So to all the engineers out there who really want to code, what I recommend is don't code anything if you've got an idea that you want to test. Use a program out there that can create a prototype and test it that way. And that way you'll waste the minimal amount of time when inevitably, the idea doesn't work the first time and you need to move on to another concept. So that's my summary and take from our last roundtable. The next one is in approximately a week. It's on January 31st at 3 p.m. I hope you can join it. Yeah, hope to see you there. Bye-bye.